Thank you so much for tuning in to this epic collaboration with me and 9 other awesome content creators, bringing you a list of 10 must-play action games for the Nintendo Switch. Let's get right into it.
What's going on, everybody? My name's RadBash, and I want to give a special shout out to 90s Handheld Gamer for inviting me to be a part of this epic collaboration video. When asked what is a good action Switch game that I wanted to talk about, I had to go with Broforce. So Broforce is a run-and-gun style platforming action Switch game. It's actually on a bunch of other consoles as well, but I played it on the Switch. So in Broforce, you take on the role of 80s and 90s and early 2000s action movie stars. So Rambo, the Terminator, the Boondock Saints, Neo from the Matrix, things like that. And it is just a pixel gory mess. You get to fight aliens from the Alien franchise. You get to fight the devil and his demon army. You get to fight evil mercenaries. And the game was made by Devolver Digital, which they're really well known for their indie, pixel style games and things like that. But it's a really phenomenal game, especially if you can get in a group of people to sit down and play it together. I believe it's 1 to 4 players, so couch co-op is very much an option. I don't know if on the Switch if it has online, but I do know that you can sit down with a group of friends, which is how I played it, and play through it that way. Each time you start a mission, you're given a random bro. You don't get to pick your bro. So you just start, you're either the Predator or the Terminator, it randomly gives it to you. But this game is non-stop action. This is action bro at its finest. And it just makes you want to rip off your shirt, rub bacon grease on your body, and go kill a demon and blow up a mercenary. So yeah, when it came down to talking about an action game, I had to go with Broforce. So yeah, that's my pick. Bro, I want to thank you for letting me come on. If you guys haven't already, be sure to sub to 90s Handheld Gamer. Dude is a phenomenal creator. I love working with him when we do. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy everybody else's picks. Stay radical.
Hey, this is Emily from Orbalology, and the action game that I think every Switch owner should own in their collection is none other than Astral Chain. This game came out back in 2019 by Platinum Games, who are well known for their Bayonetta series. And it's one that I don't think is talked about enough, especially for being an exclusive Nintendo Switch title. You play as a police officer in this futuristic setting where you have this special ability that you're able to control what are called a legion, which is sort of like a demonic character that you're able to use various chains in order to direct it and fight other various sort of demonic enemies. So as an action game, I think this is a top-notch title with a very interesting mechanic where you are controlling 2 different figures on the screen at once, with one being the police officer and the other being its demonic legion. Just like the Bayonetta series, this is a high-action game, and I think it plays wonderfully on the Nintendo Switch. This gameplay style I think is very unique, and I'd love to see Platinum Games expand upon this either universe or just this play style. They kind of did this with Bayonetta Origins that was released last year, but I think in the next Nintendo console, it'll be a really great addition to their catalog, and really I think expanding upon the Astral Chain universe and make it more of a foothold in the Nintendo landscape. So if you're into thrilling action games with an interesting story, I think Astral Chain would make a fantastic addition to your collection.
Hey everybody, it's femtrooper, and thank you, Paul, for having me on today to talk about a must-play action game on the Nintendo Switch. And of course, I have to recommend Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. Great game. This is one of my favorite Zelda games, one of my favorite Switch games. Like, come on, this game is... First of all, it's stunning. Like, the game is gorgeous. I love what they did with it. I never played the original on the Game Boy, but oh my god, what they did with it on the Switch, the way the water looks, everything, it is fantastic. Now, if you like original, top-down Zelda, this is it. This is perfect, and it's not that long. You'll be right at home here. It's a really, really fun game. It was perfect for me. I just feel like I want more Zelda games like this. I know we've been getting the whole Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom thing lately, but I want more of this. This is like original old school Zelda, and it is really, really, really fun. Not only does it look good, but it has great music, it's super fun gameplay, great bosses, awesome, dungeons to explore. Like, this is just top-notch Zelda. I don't really have anything bad to say about this game. This game to me is a 10 out of 10. It's a wonderful game, and it's readily available. This is not hard to find. Like, it's perfect. You have to have this in your collection. To me, this has everything you want in a Legend of Zelda game. So if you've never played it or you somehow skipped it for whatever reason, just get on it. It's a definite must play, like, easily. Like, when I think about action games, that it's like, come on, you gotta play this. And I realize that everyone is really into the newer style of Zelda right now, but I mean, come on, you gotta give this a chance. It's fantastic. Thank you again, Paul, for having me on today. Really appreciate it, and definitely come check out my channel where I talk about video games and other games like Link's Awakening. So hope to see you there.
What's up, dude? Thanks for having me on the channel. I'm stoked to be here. And today I'm going to be talking about my favorite action game on the Nintendo Switch. And that is going to be Bayonetta. This game is an absolute blast on the Nintendo Switch. It looks and runs amazing. If you're into the whole, Victorian Gothic vibe aesthetics with, similarities to like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and that movie Blade that came out in the late 90s, you're going to love this game. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's locked at 60 frames because this game looks and runs so freaking smooth. The action's really good, the music's really good, and the graphics are insane. This game really proves and shows what the Nintendo Switch is capable of. And don't get me wrong, 2 and 3 are really, really good games as well, but my personal favorite for the story and the aesthetics and everything is gonna be the first one. The one thing too I love about this game is all the different characters. Everyone looks so freaking cool. If you're into action games and all these kind of aesthetics, definitely play this one. Highly recommend it. So yeah, that was my pick for my favorite action game on Nintendo Switch. Thank you so much for having me again, man. Really do appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you around. Alright, man. Peace.
Thanks for having me in this video. My name is Amanda, and a must-play action game for the Nintendo Switch for me is Touhou Lunar Nights. Touhou is best known for its anime characters and bullet hell games, with the first Touhou game being released by a single developer in 1997. Now the franchise has over 20 different games across a variety of different genres, from RPGs to a Mario Kart inspired game called Gensou Skydrift. Back to Touhou Lunar Nights. This is a 2D Metroidvania action game where you play as a maid who works for vampire Romalia Scarlet. Sakayu is sent to an unknown world to explore, and this is where the game takes place. The combat in Touhou Lunar Nights feels so nice. It is very smooth and has tight controls. Combat in general feels fair, but there is some difficulty spikes, especially with the boss encounters that will challenge you. It incorporates a time manipulation mechanic into the gameplay, which is mostly used to solve environmental puzzles. The game is on the shorter side, at around 5 hours to finish. However, I think it works to ensure the game doesn't overstay its welcome. Best of all, if you are a physical collector, there is a physical edition of this game you can pick up. So be sure to check out Touhou Lunar Nights if you haven't already.
What's going on, everyone? It's TheMadBelmont here. Thank you so much, 9010 Gamer, for having me on for this one. So when I think of action games on the Nintendo Switch, and when I think of one that is well worth your time and effort, it's the one that you're seeing on the screen right now. That is Metroid Dread. Now, there are 2 Metroid offerings on the Switch, so you can't really go wrong with either one of them, and I'm pretty sure that someone's already mentioned the other one, but Metroid Dread is the latest in the 2D mainline Metroid series, and it is phenomenal, okay? Samus in this game controls the best that I've seen in a 2D Metroid game. Her jumps are nice and quick and fluid. Her abilities are some of the coolest that I've seen in this franchise. The areas are nice and varied, and of course the series' emphasis on exploration is very present in this game. There's just a lot to love about this game, and I cannot recommend this game enough. If you're in the mood for a game that absolutely will challenge you in every single aspect, then you have no way. No way. There's no way that you should not want this game. Okay, so Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch, one of the best action games on this system. I highly recommend it. Thank you so much again to 90s Handheld Gamer for having me on for this. I greatly appreciate you, my dude. And I'll see you all in the next one, my fellow Belmonts.
Hey guys, uppernimbus here. So my choice for best action game on the Nintendo Switch is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This is one action JRPG that you should definitely play on your Nintendo Switch if you haven't already. Everything about this game for the most part is just absolutely fantastic. The music is gorgeous, the environments are absolute wonders to explore, the character development and the story within Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is some of the series' best yet. I found myself attached to characters so easily in this game, and they were so believable with their own character arcs. The side quests in Xenoblade 3 are bountiful. There are so many side quests in this game, it's ridiculous, but in a good way. And recruiting additional support characters through said side quests is such a satisfying feeling. Because going back to Xenoblade 2, the whole gacha mechanic of the core crystals, yeah, that got pretty tiring and exhausting. So it was quite refreshing actually being able to recruit these characters, have them in your team forever, and obtaining them through a more suitable method, which was side quests. And JRPGs are built for the concept of side quests, so it worked out perfectly. Now the action and combat in Xenoblade 3 is so addictive and so much fun. Of course, the series staple chain attack does in fact return, but because this time we have 6 party members on the field instead of 3, we can use every single character in the chain attack, which is awesome. And the Ouroboros transformations are so cool, man. You can mix and match different characters between Keves and Agnes and see which Ouroboros transformation that you will get. Each Ouroboros transformation have their own special powers, abilities, and techniques. I also like the new slide/dash mechanic to avoid enemy attacks. That's actually really helpful and it speeds up the combat within Xenoblade 3. Xenoblade 3 is a very action-oriented JRPG which released in 2022 and is definitely a game I highly recommend that you should play on the Nintendo Switch. 90s Handheld Gamer, thank you so much for including me in this collaboration of yours. I look forward to everybody else's choice within this video. So until the next time everybody, uppernimbus is signing off.
Hey everyone, what up? Mad Kaiser here, and thanks to 90s Handheld Gamer for allowing me to be in this collab. It was an absolute pleasure to accept his offer. With that said, let's rock and talk about an action game you should definitely get for the Nintendo Switch, and that is Devil May Cry 3. Now this game in particular takes everything that was wrong with Devil May Cry 2, especially Devil May Cry 2, as well what was good from Devil May Cry 1, and improves the formula tenfold, to the point that it has arguably become the peak of the series. Well, that is of course until Devil May Cry 5 happened, but with that said, this is still a fantastic game, as this game really has some amazing combat that's truly just fast and very stylish and just so feels amazing to play. Not only that, but this game also introduces the style system, allowing you to switch between different multiple styles, things like Warrior Guard, Trickster, as well as Swordmaster, and all of these just feel absolutely wonderful to play through, having different types of unique pros and cons, as well as introducing brand new weapons, as well as some truly awesome bosses and a wonderful soundtrack. And even the story itself is pretty solid, with the whole rivalry between Dante and Virgil. Not only that, but with the special edition, they're given things like having, new content, especially with playing as Virgil himself. And for the more fact that the Switch version, arguably the definitive version, allows you to play in a new mode called Freestyle Mode, which if you take the things like, say, switching styles on the fly from, like, say, Devil May Cry 4 and 5, now implemented in Devil May Cry 3, making this, well, the best version of Devil May Cry 3 to play as. It is truly phenomenal, and definitely a game on your radar. If you love action games, then you'll definitely want to give this one a try. It is that awesome. With that said, thank you once again, 90 Handheld Gamer, for having me here. And with that said, Mad Kaiser out.
Hey, it's FeralInferno, and today we were posed a question by the 90s Handheld Gamer. What is a must-own action game for the Nintendo Switch. And the first game that came to mind was none other than Mega Man 11. Dude, Mega Man's back! I couldn't believe it when we finally got a new Mega Man game after all these years. Not only do we have the 8 new Robot Masters, and the Blue Bomber, and Rush, but also there's a new mechanic added to the game called the gear system. There's the power gear that lets you power up your attacks, and then you have to wait for the gear to kind of come back down to recharge. Same with the time gear. You get a little extra slowdown. It slows everything down, including Mega Man, but you can upgrade these gear systems. And the great thing about the time gear is, once you upgrade your time gear, everything slows down except for Mega Man. So it's kind of like you're in fast speed and everything's in slow motion. It's awesome, and it really kind of helps you get through some tight spots. And then the bosses have these like extra strong modes. I remember I was fighting Blockman, and you see that right here on the back. So we got Blockman, just normal old Robot Master, and then he like turns into like giant Blockman. So yeah, really cool stuff. A really great return for Mega Man, and I can't wait to see if there's gonna be a Mega Man 12 somewhere down the road, hopefully. 90s Handheld Gamer, thank you so much for having me on this collaboration, and everyone out there, get out there and play some Mega Man 11. You won't regret it. It's some great action platforming that you won't ever forget playing. It's that good.
Before I get into my pick, I just want to give a huge thanks to everyone who was a part of this epic collaboration. And to everyone watching, I'll put a link to all of their channels in the description of this video, so be sure to go check them out. So my pick for a must-play action game on the Nintendo Switch is none other than Fight and Rage. This game is a beat 'em up with non-stop action from start to finish. From the moment you start this game, you're surrounded with hordes of enemies. On my first playthrough, I was even wondering if I bought the right game, thinking maybe I'd never be good enough to beat it. But the amazing combat in this game kept me going. Although this game can be very difficult, it never truly feels unfair. Once I learned enough of the combat mechanics and the enemy attack patterns, this game was an absolute blast to play through. This game also features 3 main playable characters along with up to 3-player co-op. Another interesting fact about this game is that it was developed pretty much by a single person. This game features a lot of rock and roll electric guitar instrumentals that suit the mood perfectly. Beautiful pixelated art style graphics, and a wide variety of enemies and boss battles that will keep you on your toes. This game is the absolute pinnacle of beat 'em ups, one that everyone should give a chance, and one that would make a worthy addition to any Nintendo Switch collection. So that concludes this list. Be sure to check out all my awesome collaborators, as I'll have their channels linked in the description, and if you're not already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, peace.